And so you're ready to see the demonstration now on the Modgov app, is that right?
Do you want me to just set the scene a little bit for you? So we've got six new members in the room.
Okay.
So they've literally all just been issued their Winchester City Council iPads. They've all got the mod.gov app on there, and we just have to Winchester.
Okay. Oh.
Process. We're just at the stage of subscribing to organisations and.
Okay. So would you like me to share my screen and be able to show members how to go through and do it? Just a very quick introduction. My name's Lara Allman. I work in the account management team in modern.gov, and we support the democratic service team in ensuring that everything all runs smoothly for you. So I'm hopefully going to be able to share my iPad screen. So start broadcast. So is that coming through now?
Well, we can see ourselves back on your screen. I can see your desktop.
So is that coming through now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Modgov app. If there are any technical difficulties, it's because I'm having to share the screen through laptop, and I've got my iPad, so it's all a bit convoluted here. But I'm actually showing you the iPad screen at the moment. So I've already subscribed to Winchester. So when you actually get your registration details, it will automatically take you into Winchester Private, which will mean that you can actually open up the restricted papers as well as all the public papers. So as it's already been mentioned, you can subscribe to other councils as well. So in the top right hand corner, you can see a cog. So can you see, I've just clicked on that in the top right hand corner. And then you will get the settings option coming up. So at the moment, at the top, I've got switch between organisations. I've only subscribed to Winchester, so I can't switch, but I might want to go and say subscribe to Hampshire. So if I wanted to subscribe to another council, I could click onto my subscribe button, and then that will give you a list of all the Modgov sites that are available. So in the top, I'm going to type in Hampshire, and then I can see Hampshire's on there. So I can go and select that one if I want to. And so you can see now that I've got the two different options, so I can switch between the two. I would recommend that because you're registered to Winchester Private, you only select that one. Otherwise, it will get confusing if you try and switch between Winchester Public and Winchester Private. So keep with Winchester Private, and you will be able to see all the public and all the restricted documents in there. So I'm going to leave my tick next to Winchester and go on to there. And then I now want to go and decide which committees I want to view. So I'm going to go back into my settings. Now, just before I go into that, can you see about halfway down the page under documents, it says retention duration? The default is 4 months. So what happens with that is all the documents, all the agendas and minutes that are downloaded to your device, after 4 months, unless you've gone in and particularly saved them or annotated them, which I'll show you in a second, they will be removed from your device after 4 months. This is to ensure that your device doesn't get too full, but if you know that you want to keep the documents, if you click on the 4 months, and then you've got the option of the duration at the bottom of the screen. So we've tried to think in terms of how long your terms of office are. So you can go up to 4 or 5 years. So go and select the period of time that you want to actually keep your documents on the device for, and then done. Once you've done that, you won't have to think about that again. I'm now going to go in, so I'm still in Winchester, and I want to actually select the committees of interest. So that's the third option down. I'm going to go on to select. Do you want to save? So that's because I've changed the duration, so I am going to save that, and it's now coming up with all the committees that are available at Winchester. So it might be that once you know which committees you're sitting on, you're only subscribing to your main committees, but obviously you'll be definitely doing council. You might still want to do cabinet, even if you're not sitting on cabinet. So you can basically go and select all or any individual committees that you want. I would recommend that you select library. Certain documents are stored in there by the Democratic Service Team, so you can access those on the device. And I'm actually going to go in and also select the council's constitution. So that just means that I can access that if I need to when I'm in a committee situation. So you can basically go through and select any or all committees that are of interest to you. So you can see I've selected a few there, and I'll go on to OK, and then that will take me back to the main screen. So from within there, you can see down the left-hand side, I've got my upcoming, recently opened, various different ones. I've then got my library, and then I've got a list of all my committees. So to actually then go in and view any of these, the default is we've got this list option, which is the top left, just under Winchester. It then lists them. So I can see which ones I've recently opened. I've got a list of my ones that are unread. So I can go and choose to go and see any that I haven't read, or I might want to go in and select a particular committee that I know is coming up. So I could go in and just select council, and then I can go and see the documents that have been already published on council. Another way that I can view them is in the top left, there's the calendar option. So if I just click on that other option there, I've got the calendar. I could think, right, okay, what meetings have I got tomorrow? I can't remember which committee it is. So I can go onto the date, and then it will actually present me with the agenda based on date. So there's two different ways of going in and viewing your documents, and that's just going to be personal preference. So what happens is once you've actually downloaded your documents and you've selected which committees you're interested in, then as long as your device is connected to Wi-Fi at some point between when the Democratic Service Team publish the documents and when your meeting is, all your documents will automatically download to your device. So make sure that it is on your Wi-Fi at home, and then even if it's just sat in your bag, as long as it is charged, which is often my biggest failure, is as long as the device is charged, then those documents will automatically be downloaded for you. So we can then go to the meeting. So if I go to the meeting that is, let's say, on Wednesday, so I can just click on the agenda, and then that will actually open up the document for me. So I can then go through, and I've got all my papers there. Now, that particular one hasn't got many papers. I'm actually going to go on the planning one because I think that's got a few more documents. So to come out, I go on the top left-hand corner, and I've got the back arrow. So I've got the option to close all documents, so it will close them and I'd have to reopen them, or I can remember documents. So if I want to open a couple of different meeting papers, so I might want to open up minutes from a previous meeting, or I might want to open up a couple of agendas. So I can remember the documents if I want to, and then go into another one. So I'm going to go into a planning one and go into planning agenda. Now, I was actually in this earlier, and so it's actually remembered what page I was actually in when I opened that. To go back to the beginning of this document, Over in the top right, the third option in, we've got the icon that looks like a book. So if I click on the book, and then that will then list all the different documents. So I can go to the agenda front sheet and go and see the agenda items that are coming up. If I want to go and look at a particular item, so I might want to go and look at planning application, the item number 10, I can click back onto my book, and then I've picked one that hasn't got any documents. So let's say the land off New Road. So that's number 11. So I can click onto 11. So that's near the bottom. You can see that's highlighted. I'm going to click onto that, and that is taking me to the start of that agenda item. I can then go through and I can read all the items that I want. If I want to be able to bookmark a particular page, then I can just tap on the document, and then you'll see the fourth icon in from the right is the bookmark. So if I actually click onto that, you'll see that's now gone black, and then I can go through and I can go and bookmark a couple of different documents. As well as being able to go in and read the document, you'll see as I go through, I've done some annotations. So we know that when we're going through and reading, we want to make notes that we might want to refer to when we're in the meeting. So we can actually go through and annotate documents. So if I just tap on the screen, and towards the middle, I've got the pen icon. So if I just click on the pen, and then you can see down the left-hand side, I've got all sorts of different annotation tools that I can use. I don't propose to go through them all because it can be a bit confusing if I'm showing you lots of different things, and what I suggest is you go away and have a play, but I will just show you a couple of the main ones. So it might be that you want to highlight some text. So the top one is highlight, and then I can then tap to what bits I want to highlight, and that's highlighted the document for me. Tap on it again so that I can tap away, and then I can go and find another bit of the page that I want to highlight or write on. The fourth one down is a pen. If I click on the pen, and then I might want to highlight something, or I'm just using my finger, but this is where if you used your one of your pens for your iPads, and you can go and make your own markings. Tap on the pen again so it doesn't go and make any unwanted markings. And then it might be I want to write myself a little note, so I might want to speak at one bit in the paper. So the third one down, where it's like a little post-it with the lines on, if I click onto that and then tap where I want my note to go, I can then write my notes. So I can go and write whatever I want to. This is just for me to help me when I'm in that meeting. I just tap away and then it closes it. So the idea is that that's done before the meeting, and then when you come to be in the meeting, if I go back onto the book, I've got different options to find my way through and navigate that agenda. So I can either use the first option, which is to go to the first page of each agenda item. I click back on the book. The second one is my bookmarks. So where I pressed the bookmark before, I can actually go to where I've put my own particular bookmarks. And I can go to whatever page I want to go to. If I want to go and see my notes, if I go back onto the bookmark, the third one across will be my own annotation notes. So that's where I've been through, I've highlighted, I've made notes. And you can see this one at the bottom. I can then write my own notes, and it will take me to that place in the agenda, and then any notes that I've made can easily be seen. One final thing I wanted to show you is you can actually search for a particular word. So if you know that you'd seen something and you forgot to highlight it, or somebody's referring to something in the committee, then you can actually go in, click on the search icon, and I could search by word, and then it will show me where the word's coming up, and I can go to there. And so it might be that I've lost my way in the meeting, but somebody's referring to a particular bit. I can search for that. I can also search for a page number. So I could put in page 76. Oops. 76. And then it can take me directly to a page. That is the main elements of how the app works. I can go on the arrow and close all my documents, and then go back to my list of all my meetings. So I think that's what we needed to go through, the main bits and covered. Matthew, are you aware of anything that you wanted me to show them that hasn't been covered there? And then over to questions.
Thanks very much, Lara. That's really useful. I'll just open it up to members, see if there are any questions. The other thing I'll say as well, we did do a quick recording of Lara's sort of run through. We'll sort of make that recording available if anybody needs to sort of watch it back at a quieter time. But that was really great, Lara. Thanks.
Oh, I've lost the sound.
Is that any better?
Yes, that's better.
Does anybody have any questions on any of that? No, we've got lots of happy faces in the room.
That's good.
I think that's an all clear from our point of view. So no, thank you very much for that. That was really useful.
That's good. And all I'd say is go and play, go and do all the doodling you want, because nobody else can see it. And that's going to be the way to get used to the system, and it will make it a lot easier when you're in your meetings.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
All right,
Bye-bye.